Do you like games? Neither do we. Big Meaty Vidya.
And welcome back to Big Meaty Fuck Ups.
Story of my life.
It's not even our fault, really. Okay, so all of our audio data got corrupted. So, we don't have our original recording for this video.
So this is us pretending that we're us from the past?
Wow, past Dan, you play this video game really
Yes, I
well.
do.
You really were pausing on this word for some reason.
Well, obviously we were talking about something. I think I was making you pronounce it.
Probably I did it again.
Perfect. No one will know.
Probably as good as the previous time that we did it.
Oh my. This was when I was still worried about people reading what he was saying on the off chance that they enjoy it.
And then we realized nobody watches this channel, first of all. And then nobody watches it to, like, for all the cool whatevers.
If somebody accidentally falls on their keyboard and happens to type in the address for one of our videos, they're not going to sit there and be like, wow, tell me about the gripping narrative.
Right, of Katamari Damacy.
Also, now we're in a rat gang.
Now, they might care about the narrative of Jumper, because that's probably the greatest video game that we'll ever play.
No spoilers, bro.
What do you mean?
Hey, is this Jumper up yet?
It's gonna be up soon. Who cares? Who cares?
That's season 3 kind of stuff. They don't know about that yet.
We don't have seasons. We're year round. Like the common cold.
I was gonna say that I'm kind of an autumn. You strike me more of a spring. But the common cold, yeah, that's a thing that happens in seasons.
I'm definitely a summer. First of all, wrong. It's because of my olive complexion.
Well, you do have all of it, so.
Damn! I'm so angry.
I get to make puns now that I'm not concentrating on playing well.
It's terrible.
Because I already did play well.
Oh yeah. Oh man. See, this is what you people are missing out on when we make Dan play and actually concentrate on the game.
So every single run because I'm good at video games.
Yeah, I'll probably make me play soon.
Stay tuned for fishing adventures with Ryan.
Game isn't working. Huh.
Oh, Ryan is so very much in love with that fishing game.
Real Fishing 2?
And it keeps getting away from him.
The best part is that, like, you go and you read the reviews of the game when it came out online, like IGN and stuff, and they're like, this game is harder than actually going out and fishing. I caught more fish actually going to a pond and putting a real-life fishing pole into the water than I did while playing this game for 5 hours.
God bless that game.
It's gonna be so awesome.
It's the Dark Souls of fishing.
Yeah, it's just like Dark Souls. Watch our Super Magnetic Neo Let's Play. I'm not gonna link it because fuck you.
Ryan.
I don't care.
Ryan.
I don't care about these assholes.
But they care about us.
I doubt that. It's probably our 3 friends that we bully into watching these.
Bully is a firm term.
Bully's an accurate term, too.
We just ask.
You know what else is a firm term? Taut.
What?
It's a very firm-sounding word.
Taut?
Taut. Taut, like a taut ball sack, a nice taut ball sack.
I was thinking, okay, tangent, because I'm not talking about ball sacks.
You should be.
I thought of ropes first,
right.
And like only 2 times in my life, you know that sound that a rope makes when you're tightening it that you always hear on ships and stuff? Yes. Twice in my life, I've been able to accurately recreate that sound with actual rope. And every time I'm like, oh my goodness, I made the noise.
I thought you were going to say you were able to recreate it with your ball sack.
Well,
I was like, why are you stretching your ball sack so much that it creaks?
Well, the creaky ball sack gets the oils, so you know how that saying goes.
Yeah, or the cocoa butter. Personally, I like to put cocoa butter on my nuts because it has the word butt in it. And
Ryan.
I like butts on my nuts.
Ryan.
What? It's a real life story about myself.
This is what past
I'm trying to
us would be
share
talking
myself.
about.
I'm trying to share myself with the audience, whether or not they like it.
I mean, they're still here, probably, maybe. Please come back.
I mean, if they're hearing this, then they are.
If they're here hearing it, but if they're there hearing it, it doesn't work.
That was the worst fucking joke
Then I'm on a roll.
told on the channel. It wasn't even a joke, Dan. It's not even a real joke.
I'm proud of me, and you should be too.
So, as you can see in our delightful video, past Dan, is picking up things with the ball.
I mean, come on. Like, if they've watched this far, they know what they're in store for. The interesting thing is, like, wow, he started at however many centimeters, and he has to get up to 12, and he's like 2 minutes in. How's he gonna get all that large?
Dun dun.
It's okay, though. That pigeon will guide us to victory.
Okay. Okay. Question.
Answer.
What is your favorite funny way to say balls and spell it? For instance, mine is balls, and it's B-W-U-A-L-S.
I mean, I think that's the most obvious choice.
Yeah, balls.
See, it's not for me saying it funny. It's actually, last night I just watched Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog again because it's great.
It is great.
And I was reminded of that balls is my favorite expletive because at the end of one of the songs.
Expletive.
That one. There's a reason why I'm not the brains of this operation, Ryan.
Oh. Holy shit, I think I used to have a band called Expletive Deleted. I did.
Was it mathcore?
It wasn't.
Because it sounds like it would be mathcore.
It should have been, but... Or wait, what was Expletive Deleted? I can't remember now. It was some sort of project I did. Oh, it was my blog on WordPress. Where I ranted about people that were on the internet with me.
So you were a blog that complained about other blogs?
Yes, I was.
Oh, no.
And that's the kind of self-indulgent shit that I'm known for.
Sadly.
Oh, my goodness.
So video games, though.
Where do you think you are? This is not a channel for video games. This is a channel for little green men wearing headphones pushing balls around.
Hey, man, don't talk
also
about my mother
known
like
as
that.
my local YMCA.
Oh, different jokes.
You know, mothers, YMCA's.
Wait.
Wow,
Oh,
you
right, this was...
I remember this.
Oh, no.
I remember
Hold on.
you failing and us panicking briefly.
Shh.
If we had the original...
Oh, yeah.
If we had the original audio, you'd probably hear our voices get really tense and tight as we...
Taut, one might say.
Like a bull sack. As we freaked out, like, oh my god, are we gonna be stuck here for 30 seconds while the audience gets bored and leaves us? And
I think they already
fails?
left.
They better have. So
We'll be disappointed if they don't.
Because now I can whip my nuts out.
And pull them taut.
That was them smacking the table. Hold on, I'll do it again for the audiences.
That was the second ball.
Yes.
We strive for realism on this channel.
Yeah, I've got really massive nuts. They're not very big, but they're incredibly dense. I like to pick them up and use them to crack walnuts.
So, ball bearings, actually produced by Ryan's testicles.
Yeah, but that doesn't have any bearing on my balls.
Ryan. Ryan. Hold on. Let me swish my hair. Oof. That's the worst joke you've ever told.
That's the best impression of me you've ever done.
You're being optimistic. Stop it. You're doing me too well.
I think that I really like to operate in superlatives. Like, something is the most whatever that it ever has been. Or else it's not worth talking about, in my opinion.
See, I know I've mentioned this before at some point in real life, probably not on the channel, that my favorite callback to an old video game series is, that's the third most blank I've ever seen. Or it's like, wow, that's the fourth most taut set of ball sacks I've ever seen in my life. Like,
The fourth tautest sack of balls.
Because then it leaves to wonder, what were the other three like?
Third grade. The dodgeball gym ball sack.
Ooh.
We had way too many dodgeballs because we just had a fundraiser and the gym was able to splurge.
Splurging on ball sacks. If that's not the name of this episode, I might cry.
What if your name was James and you decided to have a rock concert in a gymnasium and it could be the Jim Jim Jam?
Oh, you slay me. My favorite gym-related thing was taking German in high school, and we were learning different words for different parts of whatever. And you see this picture, and it's like, oh, happening's going on at the university. Cool, whatever. And that was the day that we saw this picture of this young girl, and she was in crutches. And she's walking into this building, and it's like, why is a small girl in crutches walking into a gym? What is she planning to do there?
That's racist.
What?
I'm sorry. I mean,
it was Germany. Of course it's racist.
ableist.
Oh.
Oh, you said it. I'll be honest. I wasn't listening to the first.
He
half
was
of that
busy
story.
doing gymnastics with his headphone cord.
Okay, so my headphone cord had a knot in it. So instead of unplugging it from any place, I enlarged the loop in the knot enough so I could step through it.
I wish you had not done that.
Like Harry Houdini, of sorts.
I have a birthday on the day that he died, I think. Only one, though.
The day the magic died.
We were singing, he's gonna get out of that milk can somehow. He doesn't have any more air, so we don't know how he's still alive.
Wait, was it a milk can? I thought it was a safe.
He did saves in milk cans and other things.
Do you call it? You call them saves if you have more than one safe?
It felt right, okay?
Yeah, and then of course if you have like a big cabinet with all of your listings of where the saves are, it would be your save file.
Whoa! Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Turns out this is actually about video games the entire time! Thanks.
This is the most quality episode.
Thanks, Tim Allen. Thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Oh, is that does
Tim,
he
on the Tool show, it'd be like I don't know. He'd get excited about something. He'd be like,
I was just being a dog.
a dog, you say?
DAOWUHG. Dog.
What is it? I forget which state it was, but a friend of mine took a vacation once, and he came back, and like the only interesting thing he had to say is like the place that I went to pronounced dog with 3 syllables. And we're like, what? And he's like, Dawaga. And I'm like, I'm so sorry you had to subject yourself to that for so long.
That reminds me.
Here's where Dan's an idiot going down the hill.
Wow, you sucked dick in this game. In the past.
Past me, duck suckage. It's okay.
I think at this point you said something along the lines of, ooh, human-sized peoples, get at me. Because that's what you say every time you pick up people in Katamari Damacy.
Hey, there are tiny-sized peoples, for example, the main character.
That's true, but that doesn't make what you say any less preposterous.
True. And then I feel like I start mentioning about how there was that level in the second one where you have the sumo wrestler and you feed him stuff.
Yeah.
And
as
then,
you've mentioned, probably 3 separate times.
Good, good.
All right.
That means they might remember it now.
Then again, how many times have I claimed that you told the worst joke I've ever heard on this channel?
Speaking of things that have been
Innumerable.
we have this friend named Zach, and I think it's like 9 or 10 times that I've told about this story about how I got stuck on the side of the road. And newsflash, this just in, turns out it's up to 11. Ooh, that's one notch more than 10.
And the whole point of the story is I pulled over because my car was broke on the side of the road.
No, okay. Girlfriend had to go to work, she drives faster than me, pulled to the side of the road, pulled too far to the side of the road, and it's winter, and I'm like, crap, I'm stuck. Have to go to Old Man Farmer house, and I'm like, hey, could you let me in? Turns out there's a big fluffy dog, and it was so fluffy.
That's the whole point of the story.
It was the
it's a
fluffiest
literal
dog.
It's a literal Shaggy Dog story. Like that's a whole genre of joke, and Dan had a real life experience of it.
But it was so cute. And
So if you had any question whether or not our lives were jokes, yes they are. Dan's literally.
Oh, that dog though. Whose name was Sasha.
You know what's really just like it seems like it would be a really insulting and kind of mean and pointed thing to tell someone, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone actually be insulted by it. Get a life. Like you tell someone to get a life, they just sort of shrug that off, but it's like it's saying that the existence that you are living is not worth anything. You are a valueless human being.
I feel like the most pointed and, like, immediately as you were saying that, like, being offended by it, I agree, I've never been offended by it, but if I was trying to date a pretty girly, and I'm like, hey, I knew your favorite color was purple, and I wanted to get you a rose to sparkle your day, and she's like, get a life. I'd just be like,
I think we can agree that any insult is, like, compounded by the attractiveness of the girl that it comes from. For instance, if Scarlett Johansson was like, I don't really like that shirt on you, you would set yourself on fire to get that shirt off.
Because fire is red and she's scarlet.
And she is a goddess.
Wait, here's where I lose like 15 different items because I'm dumb. What was it? I was recently having a discussion online about pretty ladies that we all enjoyed.
Pretty women.
It was...
Silhouetted.
What's her name? Hendricks. Christina Hendricks?
Yeah.
Oh.
She is voluptuous.
The very definition of the term is her. Oh, man. And she's in so many things where she's just like, I am a sex goddess. And I'm like, thank you, Hollywood.
And you're like, I agree.
Thank you for validating my puberty. I appreciate it. It's been fun.
The other day, I had to enter the word pubertal into my Google dictionary because it didn't believe me that it was a word. But it is. It is the adverbial form, I believe. Or no, I'm sorry, the adjectival? It was pubertally, because it was the adverbial form of puberty.
I feel like it's always a proud day whenever you realize that you can prove spell check wrong.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'm kind of a dope and I use open office. So it's
what a
wrong.
dope!
There it is. That, like, more often than not, I'm like, yeah, it's totally a word, open office. What do you know? You're not even a real program. Here's where I get trapped in a ravine.
Oh yeah, because I have a friend named Ravine.
What?
Well, it wasn't say, oh yes, because that just sort of came out. But I had a friend whose name was Ravine. He was Indian.
That makes sense.
Yeah, his family owned a honey baked hams, and they weren't allowed to eat any of the ham because they were, I think, Hindu.
Okay, so pause for a second.
But he said that he always snuck ham sandwiches because he said that I don't care what my family says, ham is the most delicious meat there is.
Good.
And I thought Ravine was super cool.
He is. Also, for those who don't know, Honey Baked Ham is a like, you know, a bunch of stores. So saying that his parents owned a Honey Baked Hams
Oh yeah.
really bothered me grammatically if I didn't know that information.
Yeah, they owned a honey baked ham.
Just one.
Just one.
They were so proud.
I was saying
They put it in the window still.
the window still. It's still there to this day.
It's
That
so
honey
well
baked
preserved
ham.
in honey. It's just actually a cube of honey with a ham in the middle.
Like
It's been baked for so long.
that sounds like something that you would see on Ren and Stimpy. Like a honey baked ham that's a cube of honey with a ham in it, or Rocco's Modern Life.
Every time I think of a cube of something fattening, I remember my really dumb question of asking my stepbrother at the time, so if this is 2% milk, what would like 99% milk be like? And so he's like, probably just like a cube of lard on a plate with a couple drops of milk on it.
Yes.
And it's the grossest mental image that stays with me to this day.
Turns out you can buy lard in chunks, and I read a story where somebody said that their roommate used to cut lard up into cubes and eat it as a snack. And they said that that was a real person. That
Were they
existed.
American? Because I think
Yes. No, they were.
I'm pretty sure that's how America was founded. George Washington is just like, dude, check out this lard.
Lard cube that I made.
And they were just
And
out
everyone
of
was
breath.
like, we are gonna get so high, and we are gonna eat the shit out of this. And then they toked up on some colonial cannabis.
Colonial Cannibals sounds like an awesome metal band.
Yes! Or like a rap metal fusion band.
Oh no, it's not the 90s. Please stop.
Can it be the 90s again, Dan?
No.
I'm so hardcore though.
What is it? There's this song recently on the radio. I don't know the name or title or any lyrics to it, but I just know that like the backing of the song sounds like the 80s like pop electronica stuff.
Right.
And then the lyrics turn into like this rap rock. And I'm like, are you just taking all the most popular things from the past decade and just making them into a song? Because that's what it sounds like.
And you're like, I'm sincerely okay with this.
Yeah. When I first heard Get Lucky, I didn't know it was Daft Punk, and I just thought it was a really good 70s song that I had never heard of.
Awesome.
I wasn't wrong.
That song is excellent. Daft Punk do good things.
They do the best.
Have we talked on this channel about how conceivably Daft Punk, because no one has ever seen their faces, could like train up some proteges and trade the helmet on?
I mean, there are pictures of them that exist.
Oh, really?
I mean, like, we know what they look like. It's never them in the suits without the mask. But just, like, pictures of them before they started Daft Punk just standing together at a party.
Oh, man.
I know.
That's disappointing.
I know.
But, I mean, because of the helmets, they could also still just, like...
That being said, I don't think anybody knows what Buckethead looks like. So that can still happen. You mean the guy who wrote the guitar part for the Power Rangers theme song?
Wait, really?
Uh-huh.
That's so dope.
That's so Buckethead.
That's so Raven.
Moderately Raven.
I've seen more Raven things.
Nevermore. Request episode of That's So Raven where you take out the actual actress and just replace her with a real Raven for the entire episode.
Deal. Also, the link in the description will be... No, never mind. Fuck it. I wrote a poem based on the Raven, but I'm not showing you assholes.
Well, I mean, you've showed him everything else. Why stop at your asshole?
Do you remember when you were in like third grade and your friend was like, hold your tongue and with your fingers and say, I was born on a pirate ship with a bunch of apples.
Or I just had the apple one.
I was born on a pile of shit with a bunch of assholes.
It's not wrong.
It's true.
Anyway, so that was an episode that was barely Katamari, mostly us jibber-jabbering, because this is past Dan and Ryan, bringing you the future. I love that.
What is going on?
So anyways, that was an episode that we recorded and then messed up, and now it's fixed.
Alright, so I guess we'll see you pieces of shit later, you bunch of assholes.
Wait, is this one of the good ones?
We'll see you pirates ships.
Are we quitting?
Later.
Hold on.
Oh, wait.
Wait.
Oh,
best. Oh, goodbye, Prince. Goodbye.
Fuck you.
No.
If you like our jive, just watch again. Like, comment, subscribe, and tell all your friends.